I promised the staff, the person, that every presentation that I do, I'll put this overhead in because it took me for like 6 hours to make it. It doesn't really fit, but no, it does fit. Okay, so John Holland's typology. Most of you people, have you seen this? You kind of know what that's all about. Some yes, some no. Okay, John Holland came up with a theory that says that people. We can think of people as being one. Let's see. I gotta go open a couple of slides up here. Here's what it says: people are types, and so are environments. And actually, Holland figured this out. He was an interviewer for in the Army in World War II, and interviewed thousands and thousands of recruits. And in the process, created a map in his head of how people sort of seemed like they were types. Some people really like working with people. Some people like working with numbers. Some people like the arts, or self-expression, things like that. So eventually, when he got out of the Army, he became a psychologist and created this thing. And in fact, it is the most tested theory. It's great. It's very robust. It's been in thousands of studies, and it's made its way into all kinds of materials that we use in career counseling to help people figure out what they should be when they grow up. So we'll go backwards here. Okay. Here's the 6. Realistic people who like working with their hands, like concrete things, maybe like working outside, working with animals, farm, things like that. Investigative people who like to figure things out. Typically drawn more to the sciences. Artistic, self-expression is really important for them, and if they were exposed to the right kinds of things when they were growing up, it might have taken a form like music, dance, graphic arts, things like that. If not, it's still, because interests actually have a relatively strong genetic component. It's fairly new within the last 10 years research that interests do get passed down genetically. All right. So anyway, if you've got some of the artistic stuff in you, but you don't get exposed to it, self-expression is still important. It comes out in different ways. It might come out in the way that you dress, the way you fix your room, the way that you interact with people, the way you give a lecture, things like that. Social would be a lot of the people in this room. Social are people who like to help people, like to teach people, like to cure people, heal them. Enterprising are like to lead, either lead groups of people or lead organizations. And then conventional, people who like to work with numbers, work with data, work with getting things in order. So a lot of office staff, accounting would be in there, things like that. Okay, so the interesting thing about this theory is that, well, a couple of interesting things. One is that it's robust across cultures, it's robust across countries even. A lot of international studies and this is, I was so proud of putting this in here, but I can't even tell you what it is. But okay, when we looked at Holland, there's 6 different pieces around it. But on the World of Work map, it's really, Holland's thing maps onto this. It's really just 2 different dimensions. One is from people to things, and the other is from data to ideas. And those 2 dimensions, people map occupations onto that pretty much the same no matter where you were born, what language you speak, how you grew up. We think that a farmer relates to an accountant in the same way whether we were born here or born in Madagascar. We put them in the same place in our brain. We don't put them in the same different places in our brain. Okay. All right, so people are types, so are environments, and birds of a feather flock together just means that accountants tend to attract other accountants. So first of all, an accounting environment, because of the tasks that are required, attracts conventional people. But once conventional people get there, they attract other conventional people that has nothing to do with the tasks at hand. So if you're not conventional, you're not going to be comfortable because conventional people dress a certain way, they tell certain kinds of jokes, they vote a certain way. This is way exaggerated, but compared to people on the other side of the hexagon, which are the artistic people, you can see how somebody who's very, very artsy wouldn't blend in as well with somebody who's very, very conventional. Okay. Lots and lots of support for this as a theory across groups of people. So this is what we would call the matching model, and certainly that's been our bread and butter in career counseling, is trying to help match people into the right environments, help match people in the right occupations and into the right majors. Okay. And it leads to greater job satisfaction and job tenure. This is true across groups of people. This is true. Okay, so matching lessons help students identify their interests. Excuse me, there are tools to help do that. A lot of things now are starting to show up online. As career counselors, we do some stuff with them online. We do some paper and pencil stuff with them. And lots of tools to explore occupations. The U.S. government has a site called ONET that's put out by the Department of Labor, Bureau of Labor Statistics, working together. It's a phenomenal site. It's great. Got every piece of data you could ever imagine about every occupation you would ever want to think about. So you can pretty easily get overwhelmed, but it's a great site and can encourage students to spend time there exploring that piece of occupations. And then I say stay tuned for more on matching. Okay, so I'm going to